Welcome back here to another year of the Belleville Broadcast Network here, episode 25 of the Lancer Conversation. We had our first host, episode 1 last year, was our football coach, Coach Michael Harrison. He's back for our first episode here, episode 25 of our second year here. And Coach, I appreciate taking time joining me here once again. It's always a pleasure to have you.
I'm happy to be back for year 2, episode 1. I like it. I appreciate it.
I again appreciate you coming here. And the last time we talked was sit-down interview was right before the week of Granite City that week, and then talked after that game where you guys got to the playoffs to go 5-4 to the playoffs. How was that like for you guys and for you and the team?
Yeah, it was a good experience for the guys. Obviously, finishing off with a big win versus Granite City to make it into the playoffs was exciting. First time since I've been here, first time in quite a few years that we made it to the playoffs. And so just that whole experience, if I remember correctly, I think it was, that was maybe homecoming weekend or something like that.
Yep, it was homecoming Friday night.
The kids all came down, left the dance, all came down to find out who we were playing on the selection Saturday. So it was a really neat deal for the guys and for the team and for the program. And then going up to South Elgin, and just having that experience, going up to see what it's like to play in a first-round playoff game, was good. It was a stepping stone for us, and I think it really gave us a little taste of what we wanted to achieve and what we expect to achieve.
How much did it mean for you as a coach and also for the program?
Yeah, it was. I mean, coming into the program, that was definitely one of the goals that we, set out for ourselves. Again, it took us a little while. I think we kept making steps in the right direction, but it was nice to finally achieve, that goal and mark that one off the checklist. And so now it's kind of head down and on to the next goal, and we understand what it takes to get there. Now we got to win one.
Obviously, that playoff game, you guys played really well. You played a team that was undefeated coming in 9-0. You only lost by 7, 28-21. How does that help you guys for this year?
Oh, man, again, I think it gives us, a lot of confidence. I mean, thinking back to that game or looking back to that game, we were winning that ball game, through three quarters, I think, three and a half quarters. And so, for our guys, it was good to see that when we execute and when we do things the way we're supposed to and when we take care of our business, we're as good as anybody in the state. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? We can compete with 9-0 historical playoff teams, teams that, go into the second and third round. And so for our guys, they hear that message every day at practice and in our team meetings when I'm talking to them. But to actually go out on the field, execute and produce and be right in that kind of ball game with that team, again, it was a little bit of an eye-awakening experience for those guys. And so it gave them, extreme confidence. I mean, we came back right on the bus ride and guys are already talking about, hey, Coach, next year we can do this, this, and this, and we can achieve these goals. So I think for me, just getting that taste meant everything in the world for those guys.
How proud of you were them after that game?
Yeah, I was, again, extremely proud. I mean, south of I-80, nobody really understands what, Southwestern Conference football is. So going into the game, we had a pretty good idea, and we knew that we can compete with those guys. But I think around the state, I don't know if many other people expected that. And so, again, now that we're not sneaking up on anybody anymore, it takes a little bit different level of execution and preparation for our guys. So we got to make sure that we're coming out firing on all cylinders in order to be successful this year.
We've always been talking about taking that next step. You guys took a next step last year, obviously making the playoffs. How motivated are your guys in the locker room to take the next step this year?
Well, I think we're extremely motivated. I mean, this year we have, 30-plus seniors. Most of those guys are guys that have been, through the program 3 or 4 years. And so they are guys that have seen, the progress. They've seen the hard work that it's taken. And so now they want to see some of their fruits of their labor pay off. And so they're extremely motivated. Again, all summer long, all season long, these guys have been there. They've been putting in the work and really been leading the workouts and leading the summer practices. So when you have that kind of leadership and that kind of motivation on the team, it's a lot of fun to coach because we're not having to deal with a lot of those issues that we maybe had to deal with in the past.
You guys started off the official season with the blue and white scrimmage last Friday night. For me, I thought the crowd was pretty good. Student section was pretty well. How did it feel for the guys to be back out there for that type of atmosphere?
No, it was really fun. Obviously, it's always that first week of school, so we're trying to, obviously everybody's trying to get into their routine and everything, and for us, it's really a dress rehearsal. We want to see what it's going to look like come week one. And so, yeah, we had a great student section up there, great crowd. I saw they were, moving and dancing a little bit. So, it was fun for the guys. Again, they've been going all off season, just banging heads with each other, with nobody in the stands.
Yeah.
And so when those lights turn on and when there's people up there actually cheering, it's a little bit different. And so for especially our young guys, to get that experience going out and playing in front of the crowd on a Friday night, it was very helpful. It'll pay off here down the road.
Yep. You look at the conference or schedule. You guys will play the Southwestern Conference back into the year. Start of the year, you guys got Collinsville at home, Pekin on the road, and you guys are also playing a neutral site week 3 at Lincoln Way West. That's gonna be a pretty cool opportunity for you guys.
Yeah, and again, we always, at least historically, the things that I've tried to do. I tried to play in a road game early in the year that would simulate what it's going to look like in the playoffs, right? In the playoffs, again, hopefully we get a home game week 1, but it won't take long for us to be traveling up north. I don't want that to be our first time on a bus ride going up north to play somebody. So that Lincoln Way game, playing it in Bloomington Normal, it'll give us a little bit of that experience. Hopefully we can go up there, take care of business, and be ready for when we have to go up north at the end of the season.
Look at the week 1 opponent. You guys play Collinsville. You guys play them last year on the road, won by 8, 20-12. What do you know about them coming into this time?
I know I don't know much about them. Obviously, I know they were a playoff team. They went to the second round last year. I think that was the second year in a row they made the playoffs. Coach Rhodes over there has done a great job the last 3 years really getting that program in the right direction. And they're rolling. The thing that I've told our guys is they're extremely confident. They've been to playoffs back-to-back years. They take the field. They're expecting to win. And quite honestly, we took one away from them at home last year. And so I'm pretty sure they're seeing red and getting ready for us. I know they got some pretty good athletes coming back. I know the Anderson kid and Richardson both graduated, which were two of their better players. But, Darren Pennell is a name that you keep hearing when you hear about their program. And then they got a really good wide out. That was a track kid, I think, coming back as well. So we got our work cut out for us for sure. Again, they are going to be playing with confidence, and we got to make sure that we come out and execute.
We kind of look at the team at wide receiver. You guys lost a few senior players last year. What are you guys looking at there this year at that position?
So, again, this year, and it's funny because we lost some very important pieces from last year's ball club. Jordan Pickett came out and helped us out last year and ended up leading the year for us in receptions. However, again, we got 30 seniors returning. I looked out there at practice the other day and I saw, all four starting receivers were seniors. Oh. So I'm like, okay, hey, that's not half bad. Jaden Harrington returns as our tight end. He started for us last year. He's a senior. And then a combination of Khalil Waller, Des Clark, Marlon Fluker, Justin Spears, again, all 4 seniors in some combination will be out there on the field for us.
Also, I want to talk about your offensive and defensive line. I feel like you guys got some pretty good guys over there.
Yeah. Again, I could just ramble off seniors here, but Camden Schaefer, who started for 3 years, Raymond Jones, who started for 3 years, and then TT, Tejon Thomas, transferred in but started 2 years for us. This will be his second year starting for us. Again, three guys that have, and then Austin Yates is a senior who has filled in and played some varsity minutes as well. So those 4 guys, all seniors, will kind of man the offensive line for us. And then that 5th guy, Juice. I don't know how I forgot about Rulo. That 5th guy, Rulo, who started every game on the offensive defensive line for us last year.
And he's only a sophomore.
Is returning. So again, we're led by seniors. Again, you'll hear me say it over and over this year just because there's so many of them. But those guys will do a tremendous job, and all of them have varsity experience. So we'll depend on how well we can control the line of scrimmage up front to allow us to get the ball on the edge and get the ball to our perimeter players.
Speaking of the seniors, you do got senior day on Saturday now against Collinsville. To you, obviously, you've been here for 4 or 5 years now. You know these seniors, too. What did they mean to you? What did they mean to this program?
Well, again, I think, they mean everything in the world. This is now the second year or the second class of guys that have come through all 4 years with me.
Yeah.
And so, you know, I look out there and I remember what Raymond Jones looked like as a freshman. You know, I remember what, you know, Brandon Coleman looked like coming in. I remember what, you know, Jaden Harrington looked like, you know, again, as a freshman. And so watching those guys and see where they are, you know, when they came into the program as a freshman to now where they are as seniors and 3 and 4 year starters for me, it means the world. It'll be, I'm looking forward to going through this year with them. And then I know even though senior day is his first day, I know, you know, end of the year banquet, you know, senior night when we present them with all of their gifts and things like that, I know that'll be a really special occasion.
Well, Coach, I appreciate taking time joining me as always. Good luck Saturday.
Hey, I appreciate it, man. Thank you for everything you do, man. Again, anytime you want me, I'll be here.
Thank